everyone, it's Vicki from Minerva. I'm here to share with you our top fabric picks for the Victoria Blouse sewing pattern. So this is a Minerva Exclusive sewing pattern, and the Victoria Blouse, as you can see on the mannequin here, it is a beautiful V-neck blouse that's an easy to wear style. It's a pullover blouse and it has a relaxed silhouette that drapes, really gracefully. Now it's been designed for light to medium weight woven fabrics. So for a more casual look, you can choose fabrics like challis or crepe, and for dressier options, you could sew it in things like charmeuse or Georgette. It's a nice and easy sewing pattern that you can make, it doesn't take too long to sew, and you do have lots and lots of different options for fabrics. So like we said, the fabrics we suggest are woven fabrics, light to medium weight, that have some element of drape. So I've chose my top 10 fabric suggestions, and hopefully that'll help give you lots of ideas on the sorts of fabrics you can use for the Victoria Blouse, and hopefully just kind of expand your horizons as well, and expand the options you have on different fabrics. And I'll chat through the different properties of each one as we go through. So to start with, I've got a selection of very drapey fabrics, and then we'll go on to some fabrics that still have an element of drape but are a little bit more structured. And then I also have a wild card that I've thrown in at the end as well, just to open your options even further. So let's get stuck in. So the first fabric, I think if you were to ask me what the best fabric would be to make the Victoria Blouse, my first thought instantly goes to our Minerva Exclusive Viscose challis fabric. It's the absolute perfect weight and drape, and everything about this fabric is just perfect for the Victoria Blouse. It's not sheer or see-through, so you don't need to worry about that. As you can see, it has beautiful drape, and the weight of it is just perfect for a blouse like this. Now this beautiful print I've got here, this one is called Botanic Bower, and isn't that so pretty? Such a gorgeous floral print. But we have this in literally hundreds of designs now on the website. So if this isn't your bag, then there's plenty of options to choose from on the website. And really any viscose challis fabric, that's light to medium weight, will be perfect for the Victoria Blouse. Some viscose challis, not our Minerva Exclusive one, but some other brands of fabrics in viscose challis, when they're lighter weight, can be a little bit sheer. But generally for a blouse, and especially one that's an oversized fit like this one is, you'll still be absolutely fine with those. So the next fabric I've got, so this is definitely a more sort of dressy option. So this one is a silky charmeuse satin fabric. So as you'll see from this, this fabric has just the most incredible drape. It feels, it's just magical to touch. It's absolutely gorgeous. Now this one is a polyester charmeuse satin. You can get silk options, and they all have this incredibly fluid movement and drapeability that again just make it super special for the Victoria Blouse. I think this would definitely be a more dressy option because of that satin finish. And this particular fabric is one of our core ranges that we stock here at Minerva. So it comes in a whole range of colours, as well as this gorgeous emerald colour that I've got here, but a whole range of colours. And we also have loads of prints, and huge range for you to be able to choose from at Minerva. The next fabric I've got, now this one is a Georgette fabric. This is a single Georgette. So either single or double Georgette would both be fabulous for the Victoria Blouse. Now Georgette, it's part of the Crepe family, so it has that twist in the weave that gives this fabric its beautiful texture and a fabulous, as you can see, it's another fabric with beautiful drape. So it's just going to hang beautifully for this blouse and give it quite an elegant sort of dressed up sort of feel. Now with crepe fabrics, unless they're a very lightweight crepe, and particularly maybe like a paler colour, they're generally opaque. But with a Georgette fabric like this one, they will have an element of transparency about them. So it's either something that if you're comfortable wearing it like that, just with nice lingerie underneath, then that can be quite a dressed up, elegant kind of look. Or, you know, you might want to wear it over a vest top, for example, or something like that. You know, if you didn't want to have the complete sheerness of this type of fabric. But that's another option. Again, this is the white colourway in, and this is our core range fabric, one of our core ranges. So it comes in loads and loads of different colours. But again, we have loads of prints on the site as well. Anything, you know, in the Georgette category is going to be fabulous for the Victoria blouse. Next up we have a crepe fabric. Now crepe fabrics, there's so much choice in crepe. They can vary from quite lightweight and sometimes slightly sheer, right through to heavier weight crepes that are, you know, definitely going to be opaque. And there's plains and prints, you know, there's tons and tons of different options on our website. Any crepe fabric I think will be absolutely fine for the Victoria blouse. Obviously if it's a lighter weight crepe, then it's, you know, it's going to feel lighter to wear it. If it's a heavier weight one, then it's going to hang you know, down and straight a little bit more, but you know, they would all be absolutely fine for the blouse. Now the one I've chose here to share with you today, this again is one of our core ranges. This one comes in tons and tons of colours. It's a really fabulous price point, and it's actually, so this one is called our Pebble Texture stretch woven crepe, and this is a beautiful mustard coloured one. Whoops, mustard coloured one, like a sort of goldy tone, which I think is beautiful. Now why I chose this particular crepe, it's because I love the pebbled textured sort of surface texture on this fabric. It might be a little bit difficult to come across on screen, but if you have a look at the fabric on our website, we've got lots of like up close photos and an up close video as well, so you can really see the texture up close on the fabric. And I just think a crepe like this that is super textured, it just adds an extra something to what is otherwise a plain fabric, and just makes it, I don't know, a little bit more special, a little bit more interesting. And the fact that this one comes in such a good range of colours as well, I think there's something there for everybody. Like I said, it's a really, really fantastic price point. This fabric does have a little bit of stretch. It's only a little bit, you know, it is a woven fabric with, you know, just a small amount of elastane in there. And that, you know, that's not enough to mean that you can't use this fabric with this pattern. You know, just a little bit of stretch like that, it really doesn't affect it, you know, on a style like this. And yeah, just again, that fabulous drape, perfect weight. It's just perfect for the Victoria blouse, and just that little bit of extra stretch in there, yeah, just if anything makes it even more comfortable to wear. So the next fabric we've got, so this one is from Meat Milk, and this is a Tencel Lyocell Diamond Jacquard crepe. So there's quite a lot to unpick there. So the brand itself is Meat Milk, and the fibre that it's made from is a Tencel branded lyocell fibre, and that is it. Basically it gives it an absolutely gorgeous softness. I mean, it just feels incredible. So any kind of Tencel modal, Tencel lyocell, generally those fabrics have lots of drape and movement, so they would all be great for the Victoria blouse. And this one is definitely, you know, is no exception. Now what makes this fabric, again, I've chose this because it's just a little bit extra, something a little bit special to me. And again, you might struggle to see this come across on the video, but if you take a look on our website, you'll be able to see the close-up photos. And actually in the weave of this fabric, there is this little sort of like a diamond pattern that's woven, and where the diamond is, it's like woven with a different weave, so it creates a different texture actually in the fabric. So even though yes, it is a plain fabric, it does actually have some interest and detail and design element in there as well. So I think it's one of those, you know, you wouldn't really notice it from a distance, but when you get up close, you can just see that little detail. And yeah, I think it's things like that. It just makes sewing your own clothes just extra special, doesn't it? This comes in a whole range of colours as well. So if you know, if this colour isn't for you, there's a whole selection available on our website. And yeah, like I say, any sort of light to medium weight lyocell, modal, Tencel type fabric, which, like I say, generally all have drape, would be fabulous for this sort of for the Victoria blouse. But that one I think is just, yeah, extra special. So that's all the very drapey fabrics. So now we're going to come on to, I've got 4 fabrics that are not as drapey, but they have an element of drape about them. So first of all, let's look at this one. So this is a cotton lawn fabric. So cotton lawn, it's such a popular fabric. You may well have come across it before. And it's this particular one, it's 100% cotton. It has an element of sheerness, as a lot of lawn fabrics do. But again, it's not so sheer that I think you would need to worry about wearing a vest top or anything underneath. Even what kind of lingerie you're going to wear underneath. Especially but with it being with a loose pullover style blouse like for the Victoria. But as you can see, it doesn't drape quite the same way as the last fabrics that I was showing you. So that's going to mean it doesn't drape and hang as softly, and it will hold its shape a little bit more, which the sample I have on the mannequin here is there to help show that. So, but first of all, just to say that this is one of our core range fabrics at Minerva. It comes in a whole range of plain colours. This is the red colourway, which I think is such a gorgeous colour. But yeah, there's every colour you can imagine in this range, and of course we have lots of prints, and yeah, there's loads and loads of choice in cotton lawn on our website. So the next fabric, which is very similar but has a touch more drape, is our Minerva Exclusive Cotton Satin fabric. So there are different types of satins available, and you wouldn't want anything that's too heavy because it would be too stiff and boxy for a blouse pattern like this. But our Minerva Exclusive Cotton Satin is a non-stretch, light to medium weight fabric, so it's perfect for the Victoria. And as you can see, even though it's 100% cotton, can you see how it still has quite a good amount of drape, really? So absolutely, certainly for 100% cotton fabric, it's really, really soft and silky. It's beautiful. So the sample that we've got made on the mannequin here, this is actually made in our cotton satin in this fabric, just a different print. This one is the dynamic brush strokes print. And as you can see, it works absolutely beautifully for the pattern, even though it's 100% cotton and not quite so drapey as those first options we looked at. So this particular print I've got in my hands here, so this is our Bubble Lights print, one of our best-selling prints. I think this would just be glorious in the Victoria blouse. I really want to make one in this. And yeah, the brushstroke, dynamic brushstroke print, again, is another one of my favourites. And we just had to make a sample in that. And I just think it's gorgeous. I think it's beautiful. We've lots of prints on these on the site. So you have loads of options to choose from, and we do also actually have a range of plain cotton satins in our core ranges as well. So if you want something in a solid rather than a print, we also have that available on the site as well. The next option we've got, so this is another Minerva Exclusive basecloth, and this is our linen and viscose blend. So with this one, we're going a little bit heavier in weight, but because it has such a high content of viscose in there, as you can see, it still has lots of drape. Certainly lots of drape for a fabric that has quite high linen content percentage as well. So again, this is going to feel a little bit more boxy, a little bit sort of heavier in weight, certainly than say like the viscose challis we looked at first, but it still has enough drape and it's not too heavy, so it'll still be absolutely gorgeous for the Victoria blouse. I think it's absolutely beautiful. Now if you're looking to make the Victoria in a linen, like I said, I think our exclusive range, which is a linen and viscose blend, is absolutely perfect for it. Personally myself, if I was going to, in linen, I wouldn't choose a linen that's like a sort of stiff or structured linen. Like you don't want anything too heavy. But even lighter weight linens, if they're 100% linen, sometimes they can be very crisp and structured, and that might just be a little bit too structured for the Victoria blouse. You do need an element of drape in there. But anything that's got like a viscose content with it, I think you'll be absolutely fine with. And the Minerva Exclusive Linen Viscose Blend really is the perfect sort of fibre composition for the Victoria blouse, and the perfect weight as well. And we have lots and lots of prints now available on the website in this base cloth. This particular one is called Scattered Fronds. And again, I just thought that would be absolutely gorgeous for the Victoria blouse. Really, really beautiful. But yeah, there's loads to choose from on our website. The next fabric I've got, so this one is a double cotton gauze fabric. So what that is, if you haven't come across it before, is it's a gauze fabric itself is a very loosely woven, in this case 100% cotton fabric. So if it was just one layer of gauze, you know, you will be able to see through it, and yeah, it's a very open weave fabric. Now what a double cotton gauze is it's simply 2 layers of a single gauze that have been sort of like stitched together to create one fabric. So because you have that dual layer, it means it's now no longer see-through, it's opaque, and somehow when you have 2 layers together, it gives the fabric a little bit more softness and drape. Now, so which, you know, like I say, perfectly suits the Victoria blouse. Now this particular range, hopefully you can see on camera, it actually has these like foiled metallic dots across the surface, which just adds, I don't know, an extra something special, I think, to this fabric. Yeah, it just, and it comes in a whole range of colours, because again, this is one of our core ranges at Minerva. We stock it all year round. But again, on the website we have lots of plain cotton double gauzes, and we have lots of prints as well, so there's loads to choose from. Yeah, and it's going to give you a slightly more boxy, slightly more sort of airy kind of feel Victoria blouse, but there's still enough drape in there to make it work for the pattern really well. Now the last fabric I've got for you, so this is definitely a wild card, and this is actually a viscose jersey knit fabric, which, you know, like I've said, the pattern is designed for wovens. It's designed for light to medium weight wovens with drape, so this is completely going against what the pattern says. However, we have sewn up a sample in a viscose jersey, and bear in mind viscose jersey has fabulous drape, and this is, you know, it's a medium weight, so it's not too heavy. So, you know, it ticks some of the boxes, but it's a knit rather than a woven. So, and the sample we made was absolutely gorgeous. It gives a slightly different feel and a slightly different vibe to the pattern, but it's definitely something you can experiment with. And, you know, you'll be able to see, if you head to Minerva, go to the Victoria Blouse product page, scroll down, and you'll be able to see all different versions made up, you know, in different fabrics. And, yeah, you know, you'll be able to see what it looks like in a viscose jersey. So this one that I've pulled out here, this is one of my favourite all-time prints in the Minerva Exclusive collection. So yeah, just to say, this is our Minerva Exclusive viscose jersey. It's the perfect type of jersey for the Victoria blouse. Like, for example, I wouldn't use a cotton jersey because I just don't think there's enough drape in that fabric. You want something with viscose or tencel, lyocell, modal, something that has you know, fabulous drape like this one does. But the Minerva Exclusive base cloth is just perfect for it. That fabulous drape, gorgeous weight, and yeah, this stunning print. I mean, it's just absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? This one is called Inky Grove, and I just love those fresh sort of blues, turquoises and purples on that white background. So, so pretty. And we do also have a range, like a Minerva core range of plain solid colours in viscose jersey like this as well. So if you want a solid colour, then we have that on the site as well. But yeah, that's definitely one to experiment with a little bit. Like I say, it will change the feel of the garment a little bit, but there's absolutely nothing to stop you, we don't think, of sewing in a wild card fabric like this. So that's all the fabrics I had to share with you today. That's all 10 options. I hope that was really helpful for you in you know, determining what sort of fabrics, what sort of base cloths and fibres are, you know, really good for sewing the Victoria blouse. And hopefully it's given you, you know, just a few different options, right from a really sort of drapey fabric through to something with a little bit more structure, different weights of fabrics, you know, some that are slightly sheer and lots of them that are definitely opaque. And then we had the wild card at the end there. So do let me know in the comments below which was your favourite. Are you planning to sew a Victoria blouse? We'd love to hear from you and hear what fabric you're thinking of sewing it in. And please, of course, do share your makes with us on Minerva. We would absolutely love to welcome you to our free sewing community online. You can create an account in seconds. It's completely free to join, and you can look at all the wonderful things that the Minerva community are making, with the Victoria Blouse pattern, see what other fabrics other makers have made, and I think just being able to see the pattern on lots of different people of all different shapes and sizes, all different sewing abilities, making them in all different styles of fabric. I think it's so inspiring, isn't it? So do head over to Minerva and join us there, and do share your makes with us as well. It's so helpful and inspiring for other sewists to be able to see your versions as well. So we absolutely welcome you to share your makes on the site as well. So yeah, do let me know in the comments below which was your favourite fabric today. Let me know what you're thinking of for sewing your Victoria blouse. Do give us a like and a follow, we would really appreciate it. And I'll be back again soon with more fabric and sewing goodness.